What's up, my beautiful people? Today we're going to be customizing this gorgeous bob lace wigs. She comes courtesy of Afsisterwig. She is definitely a must-have in your collection, especially for this spring and summer. I even added these highlights and you're going to see exactly how I did all of this. So for starters, here's the packaging. It did come with a nice navy blue bow, but I've already went ahead and took that off. They also included your wig caps, they also included your elastic and your combs. The wig itself is pre-bleached. As you guys can see, they pre-bleached, I believe, the first 2 to 3 inches. And there's a little bit that they did not bleach. There's 2 combs in the front, 1 in the back, adjustable straps. And to add to that, they've even added the elastic for you. Here's a shot of what the wig looks like on. Of course, it needs to be styled, but you guys can see how much bounce and body this wig has naturally. I was definitely impressed. It's also pre-plucked, if you can tell. Off camera, I went ahead and bleached the knots, and you guys, I tried a new method that I thought I was going to bring to you guys, and it was a fail. It caused me to over bleach the knots and kind of go into the root a little bit, and it also had me bleach a little bit on the hair. So much of a fail, but I'm here to make lemons out of lemonade, so I went ahead and decided I really wanted to do blonde highlights or blonde streaks in the front. So because this one had a little bit of bleach stains on the front, I went ahead and decided to bleach the entire front. Using the 40 volume developer and my quick blue bleach, I had like 1 scoop of bleach left, so I went ahead and just dumped the developer into the tub and made my mixture. And then I began to paint it on. Now the hair is completely dry. I bleached the knots the day before. I allowed it to air dry completely for about 24 hours, which you don't have to let it get that dry, but of course to me it's the best results when the hair is completely dry. Now I'm going to take and I'm just going to apply generously the bleach mixture, making sure that I don't miss any sections. Now what I do recommend is that you wait to dye the roots if you want the root to be bleached, but keep in mind that I did bleach the knots after the actual lace came already bleached, and then now I'm going to bleach it again with this. So that is a lot of processing to that particular area. Just keep that in mind. Now I personally did not have any issues, but I did leave this mixture on for about 30 minutes. I rinsed it out, washed it once with my purple shampoo, and then I applied the purple shampoo for a second time, leaving it on for about an hour just to kind of tone the hair and make sure it wasn't too orange. And then I conditioned the entire wig, and here we are. Now at this point I was anxious to install the wig, so I blow dried off camera and I also flat ironed the wig off camera, and these were the results. My favorite blow dryer and my favorite flat iron of all time are definitely linked in the description bar if you are interested, and this is pretty much what we have. You guys can see the root is much lighter, and like I said before, the root is always going to process much faster than the rest of the hair. But other than that, I absolutely love the way it came out, the dimension and all of that. So here I'm going to go ahead and go through the entire install. You guys have seen my videos and you know the install is the same for pretty much every single wig. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the lace. I've decided I did not need to tweeze or customize the hairline because it was pre-plucked, and because the hairline is pretty much blonde, I find that it usually doesn't need to be plucked as much as it would if I kept it black. Also, you guys can see here the lace kind of covers my ears a little bit because they have that elastic band that comes up a little bit too far in the front. So I am going to cut that out, especially because I don't need it. But they did give extra lace so you can replace it super easily. And this is what it looks like with the nice center part. I went ahead and made sure everything was laying super flat, and I am absolutely pleased. Now I did bond it down with a little bit of Got To Be Glue freeze spray. I opted for no baby hair for this look. Instead, I used a little bit of my Care wax stick in the front to kind of just make that all look super sleek, and I chased it with the hot comb so everything just looks nice and pressed and flat and sleek and just ready to go. Now be sure to be careful when using hot combs. They definitely get extremely hot, and I've definitely put it on the lace forgetting how hot it gets and literally almost feeling like I was burning my scalp, so be careful with the hot comb. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my best to make the hairline on the lace blend with my skin tone. It definitely is way too light, and the blonde does not help. So I opted for my Maybelline Fit Me powder. Normally this powder does get orange on pretty much most of my wigs these days. I find that putting a small little amount of it and spreading it out worked for the perfect match for my skin tone. Let me know what you guys think. I absolutely love the way this wig came out. We are officially done for today with this look. This was a 2-day process, mainly because I just went ahead the first time and allowed the hair to air dry. One thing I noticed about this wig off the bat was that it was really bouncy. It had a lot of body and bounce. Even though it's straight hair, it just was super duper voluminous. So whenever I went ahead and bleached the knots, I still felt like it had that body. I decided after I bleached the knots, I really wanted to do the blonde streak look out of nowhere. And so I went ahead and let the wig dry from bleaching the knots overnight, and then today I went ahead and added the blonde to the pieces in the front, and I absolutely love the way it came out. I have no complaints. What I will say is that I did start at the very root. Don't do that. Whenever you start at the root is the most sensitive part of the hair because that's kind of like where it's attached and it's the thinnest and all that. So whenever you start at the root, if the bottom comes out honey blonde, the root will be like ice 613 and beyond, like almost white. So that was the only mistake. I could have left a dark root. Also, I did get a little right here and right here. I kind of feel like I could finesse it into use like a black marker or something like that to kind of like tone that out, and I would be just fine opposed to having to like re-dye it to fix it. As far as the bob goes, it's the perfect asymmetrical bob, where you kind of feel like it sits perfectly on my shoulders for my height, and it still has a little bit of character by having a little bit of dimension or length going to the front without it being too dramatic. Super subtle, but yet it does something amazing to the look. Only two cons. As far as the elastic band, I'm so grateful that they added the elastic band. It is the plus. It's the perfect tightness, I guess you can say, because it's not too tight to where it's gonna hurt or like damage the back of my head, but it's also not too loose to where my wig isn't going anywhere. It's not gonna shift without even putting any got to be glued or anything there. But the only thing about that is that they put it up a little bit too forward, so the wig is kind of sitting like literally on my ear. Just because you guys normally know I customize around my ear, and the wig or the elastic starts literally right there. So to cut the lace to fit my hairline would be to do that. Simple fix, I'll just have to unstitch it and then remove it, and it'll be just fine. Or I can just take it out altogether, because honestly I don't even think I need it with this wig. Other than that, I don't think I had any other complaints. Were there? Oh, the lace was lighter, but I mean I already knew that if normally I would go for a medium brown lace color or even a dark brown lace color. I really prefer medium brown overall, that way I can get it to my own color and liking. And the lace on this was super white when it was all said and done, so I definitely had to go in with my powder. One thing I did differently today, and I noticed a huge difference, I still have to go to the drugstore to switch out my powder or get some new powders for my scalp or my my lace. But normally I would take like this side of the brush, which is like a thick eyeshadow brush, and kind of like pack it on and just go in. And I feel like with this side, this is more like an eyeshadow brush, like an eyeliner brush. I kind of just dabbed it in there and I loaded it up, but I kind of like stipple like here, and then kind of like use it to like shade it and fill it in, opposed to just packing it. And I think it blended a little bit better. Still not 100% perfect, but I did find myself at some points like kind of packing it and blotting it in one spot, and I saw the oranginess, and I kind of just went back to what I was doing by kind of just like literally like just taking some here. You can kind of see when you just put it right there, it is a little bit more orange, and you kind of just have to use a little bit and blend it out, and that's how you get the color to be right. Just a small observation, because again, I've been telling you guys, sometimes this powder matches my skin perfectly and sometimes it's super red. And what I've learned is you have to use it sparingly. Put a little bit and blend that little bit out and stretch it, and it will blend much more. But when you pack it in one spot, it's going to be orange. As far as the wig goes, I have all the details on the length and texture and all that. Obviously it's straight hair, but basically I have all the details on this wig in the description bar for you guys to go ahead and check out. Again, let me show you one more time the way it looks. I don't want it to attach to my lip gloss, but you guys can kind of see. But yeah, don't forget to check out the description bar. Everything that I use is linked down below. Also a link to this wig. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.